Well, okay. Hello everyone and welcome back to an extra special edition of The Girls.
Nearly missed my cue.
Nearly tested you there. Right, my name is DeDe.
And my name is Crystal Versace.
Wait, hold on. If you're Crystal Versace and you're Crystal Versace, then who are you?
Well, I'm actually a little dainty woman called Anubis.
Very dainty.
Very dainty, and I'm from a little show called RuPaul's Drag Race Season 3.
UK Season 3.
Well, obviously not the US.
Imagine, US. We have Nicole Paige Brooks in the building.
Venus Delight has entered the chat. No, hello. Yeah, nice to see you. And you.
Yeah, it's lovely to see you. Well, should we first of all explain for the YouTube viewers?
Yes, going to be quite confused.
As to, A, why you're here and not Crystal. She consumed Crystal.
I ate Crystal on the way here, and she was delicious. 9 out of 10.
Just a little snack.
A little crunchy.
She's the equivalent of like one little fridge raider.
Yeah, I agree. Well, maybe 3 fridge raiders for me, just because of the, the proportion difference.
Yeah. Basically, Crystal is out there killing it in the US with our sister LaBelle. And they're gigging all around. So
they are all around the US. She's currently where? San Antonio,
which is Texas.
It is, apparently so. Our geography's not very good, is it really? Let's be real.
Really not good. But the USA is so huge.
Massive.
But it's such a good idea from her.
Yeah.
She just literally just woke up and went, you know what? I want to tour America.
Yeah,
she's got a working visa. She's got all that. So she's just doing her thing, having fun, hitting the clubs up, and the venues she's been doing look amazing.
Yeah, girl. Well, to be honest, as she should.
Yeah.
The UK's been so bloody dry, as I know you spoke about on the Girls before.
We'll get onto that. Yeah.
I mean, I'm a Girls super fan. I've watched every single episode. I'm also a friend of the pod.
She sent me death threats to get here today.
I did. I really did. I will kill your entire family if I don't dress up as an old sea witch on your couch.
Do it. It'd be a laugh.
Yeah, why not? But basically, I just wanted to say that the UK is so dry for drag, so props to you, Crystal, for doing your own thing and going out and touring, because me and Charity did that as well in December.
Yes, we'll talk about that in a bit.
Yeah, you've got to create your own work now.
You do, but
the scene's dead.
It's getting better.
It's getting so much better.
Sorry,
it's getting better.
I need to say my T's. Such a British thing I do.
Don't just say them. Spill them, darling.
Show them. You're dressed as Ursula.
Yeah, we should probably address the elephant in the room, and I'm not talking about you. But why are we like this, really?
I don't listen. So basically, the reason is we've got a Disney-themed show tonight at Heaven Nightclub.
We do.
I feel like every time I say I have a show on here, it's at Heaven Nightclub.
At Heaven Nightclub. I mean, honestly, girl, at least you got a gig. Do you know what I mean? I've been at home for 2 years.
That's the fiercest gig of them all, honey.
Yeah,
what are you on
the
about?
fiercest gig.
But we're doing a Little Mermaid number. Really excited for it. It's going to be so camp. Different for me, because usually the numbers that I do at that specific Heaven show and in general are very upbeat,
high energy dance, choreo.
It is very turn me on, get on up,
hey queen.
Yeah,
very drag.
It's so drag. But also, what a lot of people I feel like don't really know about me is I do wander over to the comedic
100%.
camp side.
Well, I remember when we first became friends, this was something that I remember for me and you at least, I really gravitated towards you for, because you were so comedic. You had such a great eye for comedic timing and funny numbers, and there were so many things that I saw you do that I was just wowed by.
Oh, thank you.
But I remember when we first became friends, that was the real thing about you that I remember thinking, that's DeDe's special skill. So it's funny that you say that you teeter in, because I do feel obviously since Drag Race, both of our drag aesthetic has changed so much, and it still does to this day. It constantly varies up and down, but for me, you've always been one of the funny girls. So it's nice that we finally get to do something together as well, because we've never done a proper number together. This is our first time me and you on stage together.
And it's nice because you're so campy, cabaret. That's one thing. I'm not really cabaret. I wouldn't say and I don't really know what that means.
Yeah, no,
so I don't know why I'm saying it. But it's nice to do something together, because doing rehearsals with laughing our tits off. We need to talk about the mix.
We need to talk about Under the Sea.
We need to talk about
because it's so not well.
So
honestly, if they were in the room,
If you had to be, you genuinely had to be there.
You did.
Talking like it's a historic moment, which it was. I'm sorry, it was.
It was.
A private historic moment. Our mix for Little Mermaid, it opens up with me doing Part of Your World, giving the ballad moment, and then boom, I hit the floor, lightning, and then you come in, and it's Poor Unfortunate Souls, really campy.
Classic.
Those two songs then went into a Mortal Kombat fight scene.
I mean, what? First of all, what?
Which we still have in
What
there,
were
so we
we
can't judge
thinking?
that.
No, I know, but still, what are we thinking?
I think because we had so many ideas for comedic chances and moments and opportunities
Yes.
that we
still
wanted
do.
kind of like put the most into it, but it was we were so tired doing it.
We were
I was
so
exhausted.
tired, and I mean, we had a couple days because we've been so busy elsewhere.
Yeah, and
You
we
had
had
Dragathon literally last
yeah,
week.
I literally just had this show for a totally different number,
So, I mean,
totally
it's-
different theme, just last week, a
It's
few
been
days ago.
proper thrown together. But I mean,
Yeah.
with all the love and energy in the world, but I mean, we were proper working out
Yeah,
yesterday.
so we were doing this mix and we decided we need to end it in a song that's happy, gets everyone up,
Everyone knows
relates
it.
to Little Mermaid. We decided to do Under the Sea, but not
course.
the original Under the Sea, because we were like, we can't suddenly go from Ariel and Ursula to what's the crab's name? Sebastian.
How dare you?
Yeah. God, see, I haven't even watched the cartoon.
Oh, get
Fully, not fully. It goes into Under the Sea
Yeah.
after I've defeated Anubis in the mix.
Okay.
So in the mix, Anubis gets hit with a shark.
I do.
She's on the floor. She's dead.
Dying.
And I'm like, yay. And then all of a sudden, it's this... What version of Under the Sea was it?
The Broadway one.
The Broadway one.
The Titus Burgess version, who, by the way, incredible singer, who is so fierce. However, continue.
It basically continue. Anubis gets back up off the floor after being defeated.
Apparently.
And can you do the note? Because I'm not going to dare try the note.
So it kind of sounded like this. I mean, Mortal Kombat fighting music, fatality. Straight into. I mean, what in our right mind made us think that was a good idea? It was probably going to get a laugh because it's fucking
No,
awful.
because it was awful choice. It was
So shit.
It had no relation, and
No.
it was giving. Ethan said it was giving curtain call, like where they all run out.
1000%.
They all
it
run
was.
out at the end, and they do
Yeah.
their bows, and they
Yeah,
do
girl.
all the cringy like.
Yeah, but you know what the worst part is? It's not even curtain call for Broadway. It's off Broadway. Like, we actually, do you know what? We're not even off Broadway. Like, we have set up a set in the back of someone's fucking car park, and we are fully under the seat, straining our voices, trying to get these notes, trying to make the crowd smile. I mean, that's what it would have been. It was
bang on that.
It was bang on.
You've probably seen the videos by now. If one of us had fallen over, God forbid, then you would have seen it by now.
With my fucking track record, I've probably fallen over. Let's be honest.
Anyway,
Anyway,
right.
let's
So
move
that's
on.
tonight. That's Have a
Yeah.
Nightclub. We got Anubis round for a few days. What do you think of the flat?
I love it. I mean, I came here for the housewarming, didn't I? Which was
Yes.
3 weeks ago, I want to say.
Yeah,
4 weeks
like
ago, just
2
before
weeks,
Crystal
yeah.
left.
Yeah.
But we need to give a pigeon update because I was here and I met the beautiful pigeons the last time that I came round.
Yeah.
And I know that you guys told them about them on the pod.
Yeah, let me do a
But
brief
you
catch
need
up.
to update
Yeah,
them.
so basically, we had these two when we moved here, got all our stuff in. There were two baby pigeons. No, they weren't even born.
They weren't born.
We watched them come out the egg. Two baby pigeons come out their eggs. The mum would always come and nurse them, sit on them,
Yeah.
and do
Read them a bedtime story.
Yeah.
Usually the Gruffalo.
milk and cookies.
Yeah.
Sometimes let out her, abuse, but
Yeah. And a flatulence. But we won't
yeah.
talk about it
Anyway, it's not our family.
No.
The pigeons died.
Yeah, they did. And I'm gutted because not only am I an animal lover, I mean, clearly, because we're such good friends, but I'm devastated because if I wasn't doing drag, I'd probably be doing like marine biology or being a vet or something.
You love this. Actually, this number we're doing today is perfect for you. You love
girl.
sea life and all
Famously, I mean, I famously went home for
that. Oh my
loving
God, yeah,
sea
for
creatures.
being dressed as a squid.
Yeah, girl. Wow.
Oh my God.
I
Anyway,
wouldn't go that far.
to wrap it
her,
up, I think they froze to death. The mum clearly didn't sit on them long enough. And literally the day that Crystal left, Crystal saw them shivering in the morning. God bless. But they're gone. And I was like, is that bad luck? Does that mean bad things are coming? Because we thought it was a good sign.
That's horrible. But didn't you say that, it was the mum that ran away? We shouldn't run away with someone.
Well, I guess she was just
wasn't like a Corrie story.
Yeah. I'm going to leave my babies in the cold.
I'm going, Mick. You can't stop me.
Have no EastEnder references in my head. Was that EastEnders? Please tell me.
I don't know. I just said Mick and kind of hope for the best.
Mick's a very EastEnder name.
Yeah, it is actually. So I feel like Mike. No.
Mike. Down.
Speaking of Mike, have you met my friend Mike?
And pause for the applause.
That's the kind of humour we offer on the girls. It is.
We offer. We sell it.
We sell it. Well, I fucking try to. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, so whatever we can, drag queens.
Oh, God. Speaking of, I have been slogging away for a gig for a while now.
Gag. Right. Should we get into it? So
let's get into it.
Let's maybe start from the events of Drag Race UK Season 3. You know, speak freely.
Give them an update. Okay,
Yeah,
so... obviously, I haven't really been around, to be honest. Like, I haven't been posting much online. I've kind of taken some time away. But since I was filming, like, obviously became great friends with you and Crystal and Charity and so many girls from the franchise. Like, I've got a lovely sisterhood with my Drag Race girls.
Yes, and we love you.
Oh, thank you, sweet. And I love you too. But yes, it was a tricky old time after Drag Race. I feel like I had a year of fun and partying and touring and just like, you know, kind of living the dream. But, you know, I spoke on Drag Race as well about, you know, the fact that my dad had passed when I was 16 and how hard that kind of was for me. And that, again, tied in with Sea Creatures. So this episode is very, very fitting for you, sweet. But I spoke about that briefly and, you know, kind of how that had affected me in my teenage life. But the man who like kind of properly raised me was my pops. He was just like the best man in the world. Like he was such a golden egg. Do you know what I mean? Like proper raised me good and taught me everything I know and all my morals and values. He was just an amazing man. And he unfortunately was battling with cancer for about 15 years.
So sorry.
And that he passed away about this time last year, so it's been just over a year now. On Feb 25th it was last year. I remember. Yeah, it was a really, really strange time. But if I'm honest, it just like completely turned my life upside down. Like I didn't really know what I wanted to do anymore. Like I know this is so depressing. Sorry, this is usually a really fun pod, but
no, but
I feel like it's important to say because
it's really important to say because also you haven't really got you wouldn't pick up a phone and go on your story.
Yeah.
At least any sane person would not go on their story after something like that happens and be like, guys, I'm just going to lay it all out because it's also it's just too personal.
Exactly.
And
what do you say in 60 seconds? Do you know what I mean? It's
also like maybe you just want to deal with that by yourself and you don't want your phone.
That's been it as well. Like, you know, I've been wanting to kind of like just have my own time for once because I feel like I spent so much of my life doing theatre school and going from this class to this class and like never stopping, like never having a break. And then Drag Race happened when I was 19 and I feel like that was just like such a whirlwind for me and it just completely changed everything. And then on top of that, obviously everything that happened last year, it was just like so overwhelming and I just felt like, do you know what, I need to just take a fucking breath, like have a second out and like just properly think about myself for once, you know, and kind of like grow and learn and just take some time for me. So I kind of stepped back from drag, stepped back from performing, stepped back from kind of social media, stepped back from everything, to be fair. And I feel like I finally have found some peace. I finally found some strength. I found some confidence. Like I'm so ready to come back now. And just doing things like this with you, like
was that I can see when we're rehearsing, when you're getting into it and you're saying, oh, we can do this, and I can see all these ideas coming in your head, lighting up your face because you're getting creative again. You're getting back into that zone.
Very, very
which for me really helped me as well, be more creative.
So fair,
you know,
to have that regular gig.
Because when you're, of course, undergoing so much. Also, you're how old now? 22?
Yeah, very nearly 23.
Very nearly 23. But you were 21. Also still trying to deal with the realities that come with being on a show like Drag Race. Still trying to actually navigate yourself.
Very that.
As a person.
As we all are.
And it's really frustrating because when you go through stuff like that, you need time to just grief and heal. You don't get any more time. The discovering yourself goes on pause.
Exactly. And you kind of like don't have a sector. I feel like all eyes are on me after Drag Race. Do you know what I mean? And especially
Yes.
as like going home first, I felt such a pressure, not from other people, but almost like on myself to show everyone like how fucking great I am, like how fierce I am, like all the amazing things that I can do that no one ever saw. I felt like that was such a thing for me to like
And what I will say now, Anubis is one of the funniest comedians I know. Such a talented singer. There are so many queens who sing, and so many of them aren't great. Sorry.
I do agree with that.
Like,
no.
Yeah, but like that's what I'm saying.
No,
and
thanks.
Anubis is terrible at singing.
No,
I
mean, watch some of the live videos on YouTube and TikTok, and you know,
like basically what I'm trying to say, you're just so multi-talented, and it does blow me away.
Thank you, babe.
You are, and you're so creative as well. You just get, and I do this as well.
Yeah.
So wound up in here.
Yeah.
But only
so
because
in
you've
my head.
undergone what a normal person would go through in like years. You've gone through in the space of like 1 year or 2 years.
Yeah, very
it's all
much.
been all this has been very compact.
Yeah.
Your life's kind of turned upside down. Not just drag, but family life, and all of it's just gone.
Yeah,
whoop.
low-key everything, innit? And I feel like that's the thing. It's spun me on my head so much that I had to kind of take a step to go like, what do I actually want to do? Like, because honestly, for a while, like, I wasn't getting inspired by drag. Like, I wasn't getting inspired by makeup or like anything like that. I just completely lost my spark. And again, I don't know if that's because of Drag Race. I don't know if that's because of life, like all of these different things.
It's all of it.
All of it, you know, of course. So yeah, I had to like just take a sec, but I'm back, bitch, and
Yay!
I'm so ready to come back and, you know, do new music, do new shows.
Yes.
I'm writing a brand new show with Charity. I'm writing a brand new solo show. I've got so much going on this year. So I'm so happy.
Let's talk about the things that because I know you said you were stuck in a hole, you couldn't really be creative, but Anubis literally produced a whole album called Rebirth.
Yeah. Well, Kieran Armitage produced it with me.
Well,
Bless him. He
sorry,
did
it was Kieran
all of
Armitage. It was a collaborative effort, but you were the ones writing the lyrics. You were the one
wrote the songs, wrote the lyrics.
or singing the song. You know what I mean? And Kieran is an amazing.
Yeah. Shout out to Kieran Armitage.
Does all my mixes that I do regularly.
Go. I mean, everyone's mixes, everyone's songs. He does.
Oh,
he does
everyone's
everything.
got a Kieran.
Yeah.
I always say
he's
that
fierce.
when someone comes off stage, I'm like, "Is that a Kieran?" He's like, "Yeah."
First.
No, but you produced this whole album called Rebirth.
I did.
The cover art was amazing, which you did yourself, or did you get it?
No, I shot
you did
it
the
myself.
look.
Yeah, I did the look myself. I shot it myself. The hair was done by Miss Vaseline, who we both have hair by.
Amazing hair
So
artist.
gorgeous.
Too.
That album artwork was done by Jack Alfie, who also did my Wonderland stuff, and I released that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's amazing. But yeah, I released and produced and wrote a whole album amidst that depression.
But
you know.
a lot of you go to the album, which you should be doing right now while you got this tab open for the podcast. I'll wait. Go to Spotify and get Rebirth up by
or
Anubis.
Apple Music.
Or Apple Music. Links to all Anubis' music will be linked below. But I think on that album, because it was actually really unexpected from you because you released Wonderland just before Rebirth, which I still have on my playlist. It's such a bit of me. Love that song.
Bless you.
Rebirth was very... I just like the music. There was a lot of a touch of R&B-ish to it. You had a lot of really deep songs, which I could tell.
Therapy.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You used your creativity there.
Yeah,
as a means to turn all that, you know, all that shit that went on.
100%.
And made it into gorgeous art.
Yeah, thank you, girl. I appreciate that. I feel like that was a reason why I wanted to kind of like do it in the first place.
Yeah.
Like get all those feelings out on paper and like have something like a body of work that I can go fierce and like look back on it.
It was
and be
great.
proud of it.
And the only thing I will like
I know
bark
what you're
on.
gonna say,
I know
bitch.
what I'm going to
Don't
bark
fuck
onto
with
you.
me.
And Crystal does this too. And
I know.
so does Labelle.
It's all
You
talk
need.
about.
I don't care how long ago it was released. I want to see you performing this stuff every single time you perform.
Yeah.
Obviously, minus the exception of Little Mermaid, because you can't really.
Well, I
poor unfortunate. Welcome to the world. They want to see this. Do you know what I mean? They want to see. No, yeah, they do. They want to see your creativity. They want to see your art. They want. That's what you produced it for.
100%.
Because also a lot of people might listen to this music and relate, and you know, all of that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
So you just need to do it, but you just get to unsettled or you think too much about it, and then you think about it to the point where you've decided that
Spiral.
it's shit.
Yeah, honestly,
and it's couldn't be further from that. Yeah.
Thank you. That means a lot for my anxious little brain. But
Yeah,
no,
I mean,
honestly,
I can't talk. I should take my own advice, but
yeah, I mean, I feel like that's also just like a creative thing in it though. Like,
yeah.
You know, you do something and then like you look back at it and you're like, oh, that was actually disgusting and rotted. Like a couple days later.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because we're just like constantly evolving and changing and like. But I do feel like that was something I've always wanted to do, was release an album. So like, it just felt like good timing, and I feel like I took the whole of last year to just properly chill and write all of my feelings down on paper and then get some melodies down. But half of that album was songs that I wrote when I was 12, 13, 14, 15. And then there were 4 on there that I wrote last year as well. But I like rewrote some lyrics, changed some melodies. But a lot of that album was stuff that I wrote in like my early kind of teen years.
Yeah.
So it was stuff that like I just wanted to get out and release because it was just sitting on paper for like a decade now. So I just kind of wanted to get it out.
Crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was like that long in the making.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah. It's been like over 10 years in the making.
Crazy.
For sure. Because I've always wrote songs. I've got like a whole fat book at home that's got like 250 songs in it. Most of them are obviously shit, but like I've wrote them from like the age of 11. So it was just something I've always wanted to do, and I feel like I know I need to also push it more and speak about it more. But I also just feel like I'm so self-critical, and I think that's such a drag thing as well. But I'm also such a perfectionist, and it pisses me off when I can't get things perfect. And there were some things on the album that I was just like, oh, wish I just had a bit more time to change this vocal or add this backing thing. And I feel like you say, I just get so in my head and like talk myself into like not wanting to talk about it. And it's like, I can't keep bloody doing that.
You also, and we touched on this when we were talking last night, I have the fortune of being able to have someone like Crystal, or I live with Crystal and Ethan, so if there's anything that I need to ask an opinion on, I've just got to open my bedroom door and ask. Like it's right there for me. It's always been right there for me, with me and Crystal being, you know, best friends and whatnot. But you obviously don't live in London. You live a bit further out,
outskirts of like the edge of Brighton.
So you don't. And you don't live with any queer people at the minute.
No.
So you don't get that chance to ask.
I don't get that kind of like creative queer
that
energy.
Bounce back. And it motivates you so much.
100%.
You need, you don't always need, sometimes you can motivate yourself, but it sure does help having someone there to... Yeah.
And like the support network I do have at home is incredible. Like my family are amazing, but I do think that like I nearly also whacked myself in the face with a microphone then.
Hi, Queen. Kissy.
But yeah, I do feel like, especially where I live at home, like it's great and it's cute, but like it's not forever, girl. Like it's obviously a very temporary situation.
Yeah.
I think, like you say, my creativity does feel like a little bit stunted there, and like I almost feel like I felt a tiny bit stuck, but I feel like at the beginning of this year especially, that's something I've pushed through now. So fingers crossed, like things
not fingers crossed though. Not fingers crossed.
For my
things
for my
will
brain,
change.
Yeah, exactly. Things will change. Things definitely will change.
That's like the
I'm
way.
ready for them to change.
Yeah, I can. Again, I can see that from the little time we spent just rehearsing it. Tonight's going to be so fun. We're going to go out there and we're doing it together.
Wait.
And we look camp as
we look so good, bitch. This is the characters from the musical, girl.
Yeah.
Like,
wow.
This is it.
Wow, not me doing like musical numbers.
Yeah, bitch.
And having fun with it and being in the bottom for the... Oh, well, it was a pantomime.
Girl, don't talk about being in the bottom.
What challenge?
The first one. Go on.
I was going to say, what challenge would you wish you could have done?
Not the first one. I wish I could have done the Rusical. Wish I could have done Snatch Game. Any of the acting challenges. Any of the singing challenges.
On an acting. You on an acting or Snatch Game, I would die for.
Thank you.
Die for.
Oh, I want to do it. Maybe I'll go back. But honestly, like, I feel like it's just been a case of waiting for the right time. But
I think you've got...
Be the right time
you definitely could. I think you've still got some more self-discovery.
100%.
You've got a lot to catch up
grow.
on yourself. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
But I'm super proud of you for kind of pulling yourself out of that.
Thank you.
And you did use us. You did talk to us.
I did use you. 100%.
Yeah, you used me, and
I've used them for
why we're here today.
Time. And I hope you all know that at home.
To expose you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because this is a podcast to talk about all the awful things that I've done in my life.
All the orphans you've stolen.
All the orphans I've stolen.
Yeah.
All the chocolate factories I've burnt down. All the flowers that I've eaten.
She's got Kate Middleton under her skirt.
Well,
basically to round that all off.
Yeah. What were we talking about? I was probably talking for the last half hour about some
everyone's logged off now.
Yeah, honestly.
It's nice to hear you say this stuff and talk about it because obviously myself, we were similar ages when we went through that experience. A lot of the things you've highlighted, obviously minus the family things, I relate so strongly to.
100%.
So strongly to. But we're both in a great place now.
Yeah, girl.
You know, you're
doing good.
Yeah, we're doing great. I'm personally really happy. I just had my Sephora stuff come out. I did a Sephora campaign.
So fierce. Leave some clap emojis for this bitch for the Sephora campaign. What the fuck? Like, that's so major. And Baby, shout out to Baby, who was also insane.
And Harry as well, for a Vogue from Manchester.
Yeah, amazing. Such a cool thing to do.
So wild. And it was so fun. I got to go to Prague last October.
Amazing.
Went and filmed it. And now they're starting to put it all out on the Sephora Instagram, social media. They posted it on a Polish Sephora, and I was looking through the comments because Alexis sent it to me. Yeah. And I looked at one of them and they're like, really posting this on National Women's Day? What?
Oh, I don't get all that.
I don't either.
I don't get all that. I don't
like,
get
not
that.
to get like political.
I get where some people maybe would be coming from in their heads.
Yeah, because they don't like how
I don't agree
drag
with
is
that.
classically seen as a totally funny thing, totally comedic, totally take the
but
piss.
also a misogynistic thing that a lot of people see drag as a very misogynistic art form.
Which,
not even as an art form, they see it as just a joke about women. And you know, I do think that that has some validity.
Yeah, sometimes that opinion isn't totally invalid
100%.
because some people take the piss.
Yeah,
but
also,
my and I'm sure same for you, my style of drag has only ever been born from when I was growing up. I only ever got confidence or felt confidence from watching iconic women
100%.
doing their thing, whether that's my friends, whether that's my own mother, whether that's pop stars and celebrities. It was, and obviously, you know, my dad and my brother are also role models to me. Of course they are.
And that shows in your drag as well.
Oh, yeah, the beard. Go. Get the camera any closer. It's always been women who've uplifted
100%.
me. So
that's how I feel too. Like, I feel like when I was growing up, and
it's a love letter to them.
Yeah, a massive reason why I started drag was because I adored these women. I adored these like insanely like decorated and glamorous women, and like these extreme women.
When you said decorated, I just imagine some woman named Shannon with some baubles and tinsel on her head.
Oh god, it's so me on
a chandelier.
Stars.
Oh yeah,
I'm coming back as Shannon.
What's the concept? What's the look? It's baubles on the ears.
I mean,
tinsel
I've done
wig.
this already, girl. Come on, let's be real. I just toured a Christmas tour.
Yeah. Oh my god, the Christmas tour. How? I have to say a funny story on Ethan's behalf.
Oh, fuck. I don't know if it's a funny story or a traumatic lawsuit for me. But, I mean, you're more... well, charity.
You were there.
You're more than welcome to say it.
You were there. You explain it.
People died. Nobody died at the Charity and Anubis tour.
What?
But they nearly did. So, obviously, our lovely Ethan, he and Crystal came to the tour. So we were in Brighton. It was the last day. Me and Charity had self-produced our first ever UK tour. It was very fierce. We did 8 dates across the UK. And Ethan and Crystal surprised us for the last show. So they came down. Imagine crazy costumes. It's Christmas time. It's camp. It's fun. It's silly. And Charity, right? She's dressed up as the Grinch.
Yeah.
So she's in like a full head to toe green fur,
which looks
skin
amazing,
suit.
by the way.
Looked insane. And we did it all in her studio, like made all the props and costumes in like a couple days at her studio. And she had like this belt, right? It was a belt, wasn't it? And it was like this kind of rhinestone belt. And she's dancing and she rips it up and she's got this like massive Grinch cock, right? So it's this huge green furry penis, nice and long, quite a laugh from the audience, obviously. It's one of our kind of closers of Act 2, you know, it's funny. People are throwing hoops onto the dick, all that shit. So we were having fun, and as she takes this belt off, the buckle snaps in half and flings, darts across the room, straight into Ethan's eyebrow. And now, I mean, I don't mean to laugh because it actually was
it's funny.
A scary altercation at the time. I mean, he was in the bathroom. I was nearly
Fingering
crying,
himself.
fingering himself, getting off with strangers that haven't even bought a ticket
He
for the
fingers
show.
himself when he gets nervous.
Yeah,
he does.
No, as we all do. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
it's 2024.
Oh, go. Should have seen the back room on Drag Race.
Back room. No, but yeah, you've got a scar. Is basically the point from that story. But it was very painful, and I think you should show
was it
the
like
girls.
Okay, right, Ethan, this is Ethan, everyone.
Can I just say, I feel like the universe sent me there. Because,
What, to the show?
no, honestly.
Well, thank you.
No, listen.
Other audience members would agree.
Because if I wasn't sat there, right at the front, your nan would have been there.
Oh, she
your
would have
nan was
parked it.
behind
Yeah.
me, right?
Into her
And
brain.
that would, can I just say, it hit me in the eyeball and the eyebrow. I had like a bloodshot eye. But yeah, it would have hit your nan if I wasn't there. So,
I mean,
and I could survive.
And then I would have hit Charity.
Yeah.
You know. So, you know, that would have been a proper altercation.
I'm not
man.
suing.
Ethan saved an old woman.
Yeah, he did. Well,
Ethan-
my nan's not an old woman. She's 66. That's not
Months old.
66 seconds born.
I love your nan.
I love my nan too.
Really?
Yeah, funnily enough.
That's crazy.
know,
No,
right?
Can I tell one? When we were I was getting
Do what
driven
you
to a
want.
viewing party.
Yeah.
I will do what I want.
All right.
Sorry. Basically, we were being driven to a viewing party, and we're just like speeding down Brighton or whatever High Street. I don't know Brighton. And
yeah,
you stopped
Seafront.
and you stopped and you say with the most calmness to your tone, "You've just ran a red light, Nan." And this, she don't care. She's living a
doesn't give a
GTA
shit, girl.
fantasy.
Oh,
And I was
100%.
living
She's
for
running
it.
people over. She's getting points. She's collecting armor. Like, she's doing it all.
Someone screaming, "My baby!" And she shouldn't give a fuck.
Don't give a fuck. But
Anyway.
she dropped you off.
She
She dropped you off at your viewing party.
Yes,
with such
she
pleasure.
did, darling.
Yes, my darling.
So another shout out. So we've done a lot of shout outs.
We've done so many shout outs, but we need to do the most important shout out, which I'm so excited to do, even though I've never been it. Girl of the week.
Girl of the week is Crystal
Crystal
Versace.
We love you so much. We miss you. And
Yes.
amazing work for everything you're doing in the US. And I can't wait for you to come back so we can do a
Yeah,
threesome.
bitch.
And film a podcast.
Okay, well, I don't know about that, Purple People Eater. But no, she's killing it. It's the social media's popping off. She's getting booked everywhere.
Yeah.
She literally gets back and she's straight to Barcelona, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, she's absolutely murdering it. We miss her and we love her very much.
She's what?
She got murdered. Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
By you. Just to close this episode down, I said that Anubis is an amazing singer, so I'm going to need Anubis to judge my singing.
Oh, let's do it.
Because I made a remark saying not all drag queens can sing, so let's see if I can actually sing
Okay.
and flex the muscle.
Okay.
I'm going to do Party World.
Flex the muscle. Fuck me. That gave me the shivers.
You ready?
For what?
I'm going to sing. I'm going to give...
Oh, yeah.
What's it called when you do it to someone?
I forgot about that.
Serenade.
Yeah.
Serenade.
Sertraline.
Serenade. I'm going to lemonade you. And...
Oh, girl, someone needs to.
Okay. Out on the sea, wish I could be part of your world.
Do you know what? That last bit, low-key strong. You kind of
Really?
You kind of ate that last bit. It was strong. You held the note. There was no kind of deviation of pitch.
You didn't talk about the note before.
It's because it was shit.
I think you smell like shit.
Well, girl, tell me
I
something.
think you are the shit, Miss Ursula. You are the winner of this week's challenge.
And I am the real queen of the scene, and we are
The girl! Well, the girl and the thing.
And the sea witch.
And the girl and the sea witch. Is what
But
this
we
episode
might
should
be
called.
the boys next episode.
Yeah, so we might have to film another one to fill in the slots that Crystal isn't here for.
Fill in the slots.
Yeah.
Fuck, fill in the slots.
Obviously, you know, we were meant to have someone much more famous, but
Yeah.
we had to settle. But this has been a fabulous little episode. I'm so glad you came on the pod today.
Oh, thanks. I nearly just took your
Nearly,
nail off.
just completely
So nearly.
drew blood.
Anyway, see you next week. I can't be bothered.
Bye!